My name's Chris Hicks. I'm 22, but I turned 23 in 1 month.
Almost happy birthday. What are you doing right now to make the world a better place? What kind of work do you do?
So I'm the Student Labor Action Project Coordinator, which is a joint project between United States Student Association and Jobs with Justice. So I do everything from vote work with youth and students to connecting them with community projects, with unions, religious groups, and everything in between. Work around legislative issues like funding the Pell Grant, passing the DREAM Act, and things like that.
Cool. You want to tell me a little bit more about what you do with USSA and kind of what that organization does?
So USSA is a nonpartisan organization that's student-run, student-led, and we work on getting funding for higher education. We work on making sure the Pell Grant's funded and that issues affecting students are being talked about and being addressed on a national level, local level, state level. And we try to provide safe spaces for students that typically don't have them, which includes having things like a People of Color caucus, a women's caucus, places like that where they can go and talk about issues they're directly facing.
Great. What got you into this? Was there an inspiration? Was there a particular moment that said you're going to do this? Or was it more of a gradual thing?
It was definitely more of a gradual thing. The home I came from definitely got me to where I'm at today, although I didn't always realize it as I was growing up. My younger brother was born with a genetic skin disease. I was raised by a single mother, had to work my way through college, so it was a very gradual thing, and the day it all hit me, I knew I was in the right place to be doing what I want to.
Was there another person that maybe inspired you to do some of this work, especially around student organizing?
I don't think I could point to one particular person. It was just seeing other young people out there doing this work that made me realize I was also able to. It was understanding that some people aren't born with a special skill to do it, but that anyone can do it.
Great. What are some ways that you've kind of had to work across traditional boundaries or break some traditional stereotypes to get things done in the work you're doing?
Being from Kansas, I got very accustomed to working with both Democrats, Republicans, and a lot of other groups like socialists, libertarians. So that just became something I had to understand and had to know how to work with. And being the Student Labor Action Project Coordinator, I work with a lot of working class students. So I'm working with Republican students that rely on the Pell Grant. I'm working with Democratic students that are working to pass the DREAM Act. So understanding we all have mutual interests. So finding those places where there is overlap and engaging students there to see that you can work together.
Great. What are some of the challenges you see facing the young people of our country, our generation?
There's quite a few. They can all be overcome, but there are quite a few, and whether it's lack of youth participation in politics or youth not having a place at the table when we're talking about community problems and growing our community, because I think young people do have a lot of answers, but we've just become so institutionalized into thinking we don't have room to share them that we've turned to apathy. So I think the first step is overcoming this facade of apathy, because youth do care, they do have answers, and they are concerned with the world around them. And it's just coming to the table and sharing that with everyone else and being engaged.
And what advice would you have for a young person who wants to get more involved either in youth mobilization, the political process, or their communities? What would you tell that kid?
So what I tell young people and students I work with is never be afraid. Like, don't hold anything back. If you have an idea, if you have a problem, if you have a potential solution, always be willing to share it. Because the worst thing you can do is not say anything. It's about being engaged.